Hello there, everybody. How are you doing? It says in this little box that I am live. I can testify to that, and I won't change my testimony. Hello, everybody. It's Friday. I hope you're having a great one. Listen, you're driving the bus in your own reality. So, man, if you're going to drive it through the happy place. Favor upon us all. I speak favor over us all, upon me, upon you. I have great favor on my life, always have. But if you've never spoken that over yourself, you know what to do. And Bosto, be of service to others. Happy birthday. I understand we got a few in here. Lost in Space. Hello. Happy birthday, my friend. I know 21 was an interesting year for you. Deborah Sloan, I hear it's your beautiful day on Sunday. So, hey, big hugs, high five, way to go. Another cycle. Here we go. Hello, Gaia. Hello, everybody. I'll just go over here real quick and take a look on the live thing on there so I can see. Hello, Robert V. Jules, how are you? David Castle, Linda, John Price. Who else? Gaia, much love. I just saw your email as I was coming on. Nina the Mystic, how are you doing, my dear? Who else? Robin, good to see you. Beloved Abstract, always in early. You know, if you want to come in early, I know Beloved is in there, so check it out. Hey, Zigzagzilla, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome, favor upon you. Hello, Stephen, what's on? Let's see, Kent and Tammy, hello, good to see you. Naomi, welcome, I haven't seen you before. Grace, how you doing, girl? Looking good. David Combs, good to see you. Big Al, I know, is out there with his sidekick, Perry. Good to see you, brother. Truth Seeker, good to see you. I am. Man, a lot of people. Hummingbird, good to see you. Flight Risk, they still let you out? Mad Cow, good to see you as well. Joyce, hello. Raw MC, good to see you. So what else is happening? Hey, Troy, good to see you. Soul Trip, hello. Butterfly Blue, I like that. That's a great handle. Hey, Jackie B3, what's going on? Shannon the Wise Fool, beautiful lady, how you doing? All right. Thank you for hitting the like button and all. You know, you got to feed the algorithm. That's what I say. Feed the algorithm. What else? Oh, let me see if I can do this. I left this link, and let's see. Do that, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this one right here. So if you're looking to add to your library, your occult library, this is a great website. Donated to them. Used this one for nearly, I don't know, 7-8 years. But seriously, if you're looking to add free of charge, these are, and you can see there are literally hundreds, I'm telling you, hundreds of books here. If you want to grow your knowledge, get your gnosis expanding, I highly recommend this website. You can literally, again, how many are in here? 250 books, and these, some are rare, others, you know, I've downloaded them all, and you can see others have as well. And so again, check it out. It's really a good resource, and when you're doing it, maybe add a few shekels to it. You know what I mean? So link is below, and grow. That's what I say. Hey, I like that. Okay. The link is below so you can grow. Oh boy. What else is going on? Have you heard about the blind clairvoyant? She died in 96, but apparently she made a lot of predictions And predictions are like anything else. But she says this year, 2022, Australia can expect lots of flooding, as with Asia. More rounds of the bugs. One's going to come out of Siberia, she says, because of the melting permafrost that will bring forth long dormant ancient viruses. Now, this is odd because I actually did a video on that one about 4 years ago. And viruses, they're robust little things. I mean, they travel in space. Now, if you're a virus, that's a life form, they tell us. And, you catch one in your system, you'll find out just what it feels like to be in enemy-occupied territory, right? So they travel through space. They're able to endure high doses of radiation, cosmic rays, etc. And then they're able to come in through our atmosphere, float down here. And, the Earth's been around a long time. Apparently so are bugs, viruses, those bacterium. Yeah. In fact, our bodies are filled with it. Holy cow. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, Robert V., how you been, brother? David Castle, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. How's Rufus? Project Skyfall, what's happening? Monday, I have Steve coming on. We're going to talk about Tartaria. But today, I thought, so anyway, whatever you believe, I make a prediction that this is going to be a phenomenal year for me and my wife. One season is ending, a cycle is ending, a new one is upon us. Pretty cool, eh? All right. So, Julian, I hear it's raining down there. Is that right? Getting a little wet, huh? Hey, Go-Go, what's good to see you as well. Delaney Pearl Jones, hello. Naomi, okay. So I am reading a number of books, and I came across one that every one of us, I have the PDF of this book. This is a book, we're going to get right into it because I was up late last night reading this, and I've read a lot of book on the word power. I mean, it's words define us, define our reality. They define our perspective. Words create what we see today all around us. It was a word, supposedly, that was spoken that caused the great upheaval. So I'm reading this, and it is probably one, this gentleman, Pao Chang, I think he's nailed the religion aspect pretty well. I really appreciated that. He uses a lot of references, particularly the Bible, which is cool. I mean, the Bible is probably one of the most, it's the most widely read spell book that the person who's reading it seldom ever knows it's a spell book. But it is, and I wanted to get into this because this is something that I sense can really help us. Oh, the angel for today is the angel Hamaya. If you have the cards, number 38. This is the angel of ritual and ceremony. This angel represents the God, the hope of all the children of earth. It's the patron of strategies and planners, protector of people gifted with great, let me get that word right, great intuition. God, we need that more. A lot of us have that intuition, and it certainly has gotten us somewhat, into interesting journeys. Teaches how to be the defender of divine laws. teaches how to bring rituals into everyday life, and offers protection from evil forces, provides with a natural understanding and understanding of of rituals of all religions, helps to achieve seemingly impossible things. All my life, I have always intuitively inside, I've always been the one that has really been on the really outer limits of believing that the impossibility is always possible. It's worked many times for me, not all the time, but hey, we're learning, and we're going to learn some stuff here today. So it bestows with us with strong sense of strategy and planning, shows how to get more organized, encourages to seek the truth and to share it with others. Love these angels. I want to get right into this because this book, Julianne, you are going to appreciate this book. Again, if I'd strongly encourage you to get it. So let's get right into it. Chapter 1, allow me to make this a said, there we go, for everyone. The powers of words and the art of word magic. Some spiritual teachings have suggested that the world is made of space, expansiveness, and infinity, air, mobility, fire, temperature, water, fluidity, and earth, solidity. These 5 elements are not based on physical qualities, but spiritual qualities. Besides these 5 qualities of spiritual energy, the world is also made of words, because we live in a world that relies heavily on words to communicate. When words are spoken out loud, they transform into sound, frequency, vibration, which are some of the fundamental building blocks of matter. Now, I want to stop here because here's what hit me last night, and I just got this, started reading it last night. So telepathy. Can a reality in the physical nature exist with a species that only uses telepathy to communicate? That's my question. Do you think that that realm could actually exist with beings who speak telepathy? Because here's the problem. Does a thought create a vibration? Does it make a movement? I'm going to get into this. The physical world we live in is made of matter. Therefore, it is also made of sound, frequency, and vibration. In a sense, the material world was brought into existence using the power of spoken words. A spoken word has sound, frequency, vibration, giving it the power to affect how energy manifests itself into physicality. Hence, the biblical saying, in the beginning was the Word. Phonetically, the term world sounds similar to the term world, which is the past tense of the term whirl, meaning to turn around, spin, or rotate rapidly. Before you were born, you were whirled into existence due to the fact that your physical body is made of atoms. Now, there's just so much. You're gonna gain something today, folks. Something today. Those who've been wanting a gift that can change your whole reality, it's here before you. What do atoms do? They spin and rotate very rapidly. This may be why the movie The Matrix has a character named Neo. In Latin, the word neo means produced by spinning, spin, weave. The term world also sounds similar to the term word, and the term word sounds like the term whir, W-H-I-R. One of the origins of the term whir is the Old Norse word I think that is fafla, meaning to turn. In English, the term whir is defined as to go, fly, revolve, or otherwise move quickly with a humming or buzzing sound. Each one of us, and the spirit realm knows this, we are generating, folks, at a billion. It's unfathomable to know how fast we are actually moving, contained within this universe. I am a universe within myself, as you are. And each one of us are putting off a unique sound. Most humans can't hear the sounds of others. We can smell them, we can sense their energy, but we all generate a particular frequency, vibration, a hum. The definitions of the words in bold font in the previous two paragraphs are all related to the word spin. Why the word spin? Because everything in the universe spins, and we live in a galaxy that spins. The world, that's WHIRLED for those who are listening, words and word to create the reality. The language system is made of words because words have magic powers and are great for enlightening or deceiving you. One of the reasons that words can easily deceive you is because they can be misinterpreted and misunderstood. Furthermore, each letter of a word can be rearranged to hide the word's deeper meanings. In addition, a word can be given many different definitions to confuse you. You ever get into the legal system, you find out that there is a different reality ruling this reality. It's called the Legalese. Legalese is a language. It is built upon the language of English, which we'll get into here in a second. But Legalese is a language of spells. It is a spell language that creates and abides, and in addition to laws, principles, statutes, etc. Those are all spells. All right, I continue. To innerstand, not understand, to innerstand, quit saying that word understand. You're not going to be under anything. You're going to be inside. To understand why words have the power to deceive you, you need to know one of the occult definitions of the word language. To find one of the occult definitions of the word language, you need to split it into 3 words and study the definitions of the newly created words so you know what they mean on a deeper level. When you separate the word language into 3 different words, it transforms into language. Language, excuse me. So, 3 words. Lan is the feminine Chinese and Vietnamese name for orchid. The Vietnamese lan changes this to the masculine context, meaning unicorn, coming from Kailan. When Kailan is translated from Vietnamese to Latin, we get the word unicornus. The Kailan was a dragon-type creature that was said to only protect the noble ones. It was also known as the Kulan. Gu is the god of war in the Dahomey mythology. So now we have Lan, a monster that protects the noble ones, and Gu, the god of war. Age is the age or ages of the zodiac. Hence, language or languages are the monsters of war that protect the noble ones or golden gods throughout the ages. Who the freak would have known that? So when we talk about language, we have no freaking clue what we're really saying of what this word is. Cashhawks, the dragon's deer are everywhere. The language system is an effective tool to help us communicate to one another. However, because of our ignorance of the power of words, the dark forces, the false gods, that is italicized, anyway, have used it against us to wage war on mankind for many ages. They have used the language system to divide mankind and prevent us from communicating to people who speak a different language. This made it easier for the minions of the dark forces to engineer wars between nations and therefore tricking us to fight one another, preventing us from making the real perpetrators liable and responsible for their crimes against mankind. Every war, every act of violence is always the result of a spoken word. Always. You have crimes of passion. You have, diplomatic crime. It's all words. The dark forces are obsessed with wars for the reason that wars cause a lot of death and destruction, and therefore generate a large quantity of fear energy for the dark forces to feed on. At a deeper level, wars are sacrificial rituals for generating negative energy and preventing us from increasing our frequency beyond certain levels, making it harder for us to ascend to higher states of consciousness. And unless we can increase our frequency, our vibrations, and rise above the state that we find ourselves in, ascension may not even be possible. But I digress. This gets really interesting. In the English language, many words are carefully designed to put together in a way that gives them the power to cast spells. The dark magicians are well aware of this, which is why they like to use the English language to trick us to play their con game, to enslave mankind. Is this hard for you to believe? Read further and I will show you the evidence. English is the language that the dark forces want to use to control the world. This is one of the hidden reasons that most countries are now requiring English as a second language. Even some of the governments of the poor countries are urging their people to learn English. The good news is that if we can prevent the minions of dark forces from establishing their one world government, making English as the language of mankind, it will be easier for us to communicate to other cultures. In the occult world, certain words are used along with rituals and sacred geometrics to direct and control energy to create certain desired effects. Words have shape. This is interesting. When you speak a word love, what shape does that remind you of? If I was used something as crass as dropping an F-bomb, what does that shape come to? It's interesting when you meditate on this. This process of using words, rituals, and sacred geometries to control and direct energies is known as magic. Be aware that I'm not talking about the magic tricks you see on television or magic shows. However, many magic tricks do utilize real magic. It's interesting because if you're watching a magic show like David Copperfield, it's interesting. Sigils, hand signs, these things can easily begin to get people to begin to understand that if I am merely talking to you and you're watching me, I can begin to use a set of signs that you're not even conscious of. But you doubt me, I know. Anyway, many people will laugh at the idea of magic being real, but if only they knew what magic really is and how magic is used to control them, they would not be laughing. The world is dominated by magic, word magic, may I say, which is why governments, banks, courts, and religious institutions are some of the biggest practitioners of magic spells. When Congress here in our country, the United States, passes a bill, we're going to understand a little bit more what a bill really is. Because remember, they're passing this bill in a temple. God, we're dumbasses. Anyway, until you train your eyes to see how magic is used to control you, you will never know how the world really works. The controllers who pull the strings of politicians are well aware of how magic works. Many of them practice the art of magic, which is why they are sometimes referred to as the dark magicians. The problem is that they like to use magic for power and evil purposes, instead of using it to unite mankind and change the world for the better. The most powerful thing in the universe is energy. When you learn how to control and direct energy, you can become one of the most powerful people on earth. The unlimited power of energy is the reason that the dark magicians are so obsessed with the process of controlling energy. The key to controlling energy is magic, which is the art of using sacred sound, sacred geometry, and natural forces to direct and control energy to produce certain desired effects. What is word magic? The word magic is derived from the Old French, I believe that is marqueux, the Latin marcus, and the Greek, I think that's makos. One of the earliest definitions of magic is the art of influencing events and producing marvels using hidden natural forces. Magic has a strong connection to magnetic and electrical energy. Did you notice that the word magnetic has the word magic in it? Take out net in the magnetic and you are left with the word magic. The art of magic is often practiced along with certain words and sacred geometries. The common word that are often used in magic rituals are the words that produce powerful sound tones when spoken out loud. These sound tones are powerful vibrational patterns that can be used to direct and control energy and harness its power. Now, I do this thing called spirit singing. It's where I allow basic sounds. I practice my shaping my mouth like these are the basics. If you start learning the chromatic scale, those are powerful tones when used with words that will open up portals, that will manifest material things. It will even control humans and other spirit beings. Sound is able to direct energy for the reason that it carries certain frequency patterns that attract energy to flow in a controllable manner. Furthermore, sound is one of the natural forces used by nature to create crystalline structures and sacred geometries, which are some of the building blocks of matter. Our blood has saline salt in it. Salt is crystalline. We are not carbon beings. I understand that that's how they classify, but we can be just as well of crystalline beings. It's amazing how much silica is actually in us. If you want to know and see how sounds control and directs energy to producing sacred geometry, study chromatics. and watch these two fascinating short videos. And if you get it, ceramic sacred video geometry formed by sound. These are as well science versus music. If for some reason the links, and these are on YouTube, by the way, to the videos do not work, do a quick search for typing the keywords of the titles of the video in YouTube search form, and then click and search the button. Watch them. If you get the PDF, it'll link you directly to it. Because now you know what magic is, let us turn our attention to what words are, so you can learn what the term word magic really means. Tea. Love my tea. Hey, Rennie, how you doing, hon? A word is defined as a sound or combination of sounds, or its representation in writing or printing, that symbolizes and communicates a meaning and may consist of a single morpheme or a combination of morphemes. When you put the term word and magic together, you get the term word magic, which means the art of communicating using sacred sounds and symbols to direct and control energy to produce certain desired effects. This is simple physics, folks. All words have magic properties. However, certain words have more magic properties for the reason that they carry more energy and intention. This is why during magic rituals, certain specific words are used. The same thing happens in organized religions. When you go to church, the words are very specific. When you're doing praise and worshiping, the words play a powerful role. And then if you have the gift of speaking in tongues, you find out that your particular prayer language, that's what I knew it to be, has certain tones in it. You see? Very specific, and I can sense that when I'm actually speaking them out. Anyway, people say, do you know what you're saying? For the most part, yes. But anyway, word magic can be used for good or evil purposes. The bad news is that the dark forces and their minions have a strong control over the language system of Earth, and therefore are able to effectively use word magic to control us. The good news is that when we figure out how word magic works and become aware of how it is being used to control us, the magic power of words cannot affect us as much. And I like how not as much. We're still, folks, we just got to own up to the fact that all of us are under a spell. Many of us are crawling our way out of it. But we find out that the spell is far deeper and higher and in width than what we had realized. Why words are more powerful than swords. Words are powerful because they carry energy, sound, and frequency, which are some of the building blocks of matter. In addition, they carry information that can be used as knowledge to create or destroy things. Talk about, you can create an image of a person, but you can destroy their reputation with words. When this knowledge is experienced into wisdom, it becomes very powerful and can be used to expand the body's consciousness and spiritual power. This is why applied knowledge is power. Did you notice that the term words is an anagram for the term sword? Move the letter S and the term words to the left of the W, and you get the term sword. Words are like swords because they can be used to harm and cut you. In a way, words are more powerful than swords due to the fact that they can harm or heal you at the deepest level of your being. In the King James Bible, John 1:1, it says, "In the beginning was the Word," capitalized, "and the Word was God, and the Word was God, was with God." This verse is talking about, I really enjoy how he put this, not about a God, not about a Jewish deity. This is what I really appreciate this book, because this is not what God is meaning. They have perverted it to us, but I digress. All right. The verse talking about the force and knowledge of the universe, which can be expressed through words. A very important information you need to know about the King James Bible and other versions of the Bible is that they are written in allegories. So if you read them literally, you prevent yourself from acquiring the empowering knowledge hidden in the allegories. Another important information you need to know about the King James Bible is that it was translated to English from the original Greek. I have some point I'd probably say, but anyway. And therefore, when it says, "In the beginning was the Word," it is talking about the source, not God, not the physical being. It is a source that created the universe. Do you need evidence of this? Read further, and he says, "I will show you." The English term word can mean a few different things, but when it is translated to Greek, it means logos. The word logos is defined as the source that controls the universe, the written word or inspiration of God, or a logic and rational argument. In ancient Greek philosophy, the word logos means the controlling principle of the universe. Did you get that? Logos means the controlling principle of the universe, controlled by words. It's interesting. Today, the concept of logos can be found in every religion, such as Christianity. To find the concept of logos in Christianity, all you need to do is read certain verses of the Bible. In the Bible, there is a phrase in the book of John that says, "In the beginning was the Word." The deeper meaning of the term word is logos, which is the source that controls the universe. In other words, in the beginning was the source. This is the source that created the forces of nature and the genetic code. Another word that you should know is its deeper meaning is universe. The word universe is composed of two words, which is una and verse. The prefix una originated from the Latin word unus, meaning one. As for the word verse, it means a line of poetry. Based on these two definitions, the word universe means one line of poetry. Now, I want to ask you, how advanced do you have to be as an intelligent being where the universe is merely one line of poetry? A line of poetry usually has words that have allegorical and metaphorical meanings. To connect the dots, the hidden knowledge within the word universe tells us that the universe is an abstract reality field made of poetic and magical words, the logos, the forces. In other words, we live in a magical and poetic play known as the universe, and therefore God is the main author and we are the co-authors. Quantum physicists have done experiments proving that the universe is indeed an abstract or dreamlike reality field composed of energy and forces. Wow. My spirit just sails when my mind comprehends this. The universe is an abstract or dreamlike reality field composed of energy and forces. Another word that has a strong connection to the term word is the term light. Light is sometimes referred to as photon. In physics, a photon is usually indicated by the symbol Y, which is the lowercase letter of the Greek symbol gamma. Some etymologists believe that the Greek word gamma is where the word grammar originated from. In English, grammar means the study of the classes of words, their inflections, and their functions and relations in the sentence. Grammar is the art of inventing symbols and combining them to express thought. Logic is the art of thinking. The rhetoric is the art of communicating thought from one mind to another, the adaptation of language to the circumstance. You know why they brought in cursive writing? Because our alphabet, and we're going to get into this, every letter is a sigil. It is powerful. But we don't see them as sigils. We don't see them as the symbols that open the gateways, the portals. Latin grammar, rules of Latin. From Old French, the grammaria, grammar learning, especially Latin and theology, also magic, incantation, spells, mumble jumble. An irregular, semi-popular adoption of Latin grammatica, grammar, philosophy, etc. The Old French grammaire has a strong connection to the English word grimoire. Dictionary.com defines grimoire using these exact words: a manual of magic or witchcraft used by witches and sorcerers. The occult definition of certain words in this section reveal that grammar, or the way words are used, has a strong connection to magic. They also reveal that words have the potential to direct and control energy. Be aware that light is a form of energy. It's like in the movie Dune. His name was a name that could kill. In Genesis, it says, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light." In this verse, the Bible tells you that God used words, logos, sound, to manifest light. This is interesting. You can't have light, apparently, if you don't have the words first. The vibration. It's interesting. Keep in mind that the word light has a strong connection to the word and grammar. In other words, the universe was created from light, and words, the logos, the sound. In Greek, the word logos is defined as the source that controls the universe. In ancient Greek, people believed that the powers, sound, of the logos could be expressed through words and be used to create mystical things, such as sacred geometry. Have you ever wondered why the symbols of corporations are called logos? It has to do with magic and sacred geometry. Remember when I taught on this? I taught on this for over months, about 3-4 years ago. A lot of us now realize you walk around, every time you see a logo, that is a sigil. It has energy around it. It's interesting. All right. It has to do with magic and sacred geometry. The process of using logos, source, energy, force, and sound to create things such as sacred geometry can be seen in ceramics. Here is a quote again from Hebrews 4:12. Now, I've said this many times, that talks about how powerful words are. For the word of God is living, and this I think is actually the Amplified. The word of God is living and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the division of soul and spirit. We've talked about that one heavily, and of joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. By now, you should know how powerful words are. What most of us do not know about words is that they have hidden knowledge attached to them. The process of using words to hide certain knowledge was purposely done by the dark forces, self-serving thought form entities. Did you get that? These dark forces, it's the thing that I have been searching, and this is probably some of the closest that now I can begin to apprehend the understanding of these unseen beings. They are self-serving thought form entities. There is a huge knowledge freaking bomb right here. We're going to be talking more of it, but this dude nailed it. Remember this, folks. Self-serving thought form entities. If you have thoughts attacking you, saying you're worthless, you're a loser, nothing never goes right into you, these are thought form entities attacking you. They literally drop on top of you and feed off of you. Why? Because so many are used to doing the trigger. And once the trigger's hit, well, they got a freaking banquet in front of them. All right. By the dark forces, self-serving thought form entities to hide their true intentions and prevent us from knowing the secrets of the universe. It is one of their ways of holding information in plain sight. You see, there is an accounting apparently on a universal scale. And these, whatever you want to call them, these self-serving thought form entities will simply hold up. We didn't do anything wrong. They knew about it. If they weren't smart enough to dig deep enough, it ain't our fault. They agreed to it. This is where these contracts come in. And these contracts are formed by our own words. One of the reasons that the dark forces hide information in plain sight is to prevent them from violating your freaking free will, baby. It's the most valuable thing in the freaking universe. I almost said the F word, didn't I? Another tool that they like to use to tell you what they are doing to you in plain sight are movies. The Matrix is a great example of this. Many movies have images and words with occult meanings embedded in them by deceiving you to give up your natural rights through silence. Disney, in the very beginning with Mickey Mouse, all occult symbols, spells, and they captured the young minds. The good news is that you cannot truly give up your natural rights for the reason that they will always be there. They're just like the laws of nature. For example, when you watch a movie about human trafficking or wars and do not say something to remove your consent, get this, folks, you unknowingly agree through silence. It's the admission of silence. Therefore, the dark forces do not really violate your free will. This is how the dark forces and the dark magicians get away with most of their evil deeds. Ignorance is no excuse, and silence implies consent. To be more accurate, being silent is known as implied consent. In the information and computer age, there is no excuse for not knowing these things, especially when you live in a country that has easy access to the internet. Because of being silent is a form of consent, you need to be aware of what the dark forces are doing, so you can say no and remove your consent. Ignoring the dark forces is not going to help you remove your consent. If enough of us remove our consent, the dark forces and their minions would have to back off and leave us the fuck alone. How freaking hard is this? Apparently it's the most freaking difficult thing of mankind because we can't get our asses together. No, what we do, we're guiding right there. Keep silent, obey, merely do what you're told. Don't you say a damn word. It's in the government. It's a whole totalitarian, authoritarian. This is it. It is the dark forces. Why do you think they fear when they have protests in the streets? We've taken them before. Mankind has defeated them. That we didn't get rid of them. We backed them far enough the way off that it allowed us a little breathing room, but we didn't finish the job. Again, if enough of us remove our consent, the dark forces and their minions would have to back off and leave us alone. If they were not to leave us alone and kept harassing us, they would violate our free will and would have to eventually face the consequences of their actions. All thoughts, intentions, and actions are known by source, God, whoever you want to call it, and there is no escaping the consequences of violating its laws. There are millions, possibly billions, of people on earth who think they can achieve spiritual freedom or stop the crimes against mankind by ignoring what the dark forces and their new world order are doing. These people are living in a delusional state of mind and are actually making it much easier for the dark forces to enslave mankind. If you want to prevent the dark forces from enslaving mankind, you need to first become aware of what they're doing so you can say no to their actions and agendas and remove your consent. Remember, silence implies consent. How to decipher words and define their deeper meanings. To find the deeper meaning and intent of words, you need to look beyond their common definitions. Otherwise, you will never know their deeper meanings. To find their deeper meanings, you need to look below their surface, dissect their layers, and look at them closely from many different angles. This means that you may need to use an etymology dictionary to study the origins and rearrange their letters using the art of the anagram. Besides the techniques in the previous paragraph, you may also need to use the art of homophone to assist you to find words that have similar sound to the words you're investigating. A homophone is a word pronounced the same as another but differing in meaning, whether spelled or the same way or not, as air or air, H-E-I-R and H-A-I, A-I-R. Once you find the origins of a word, dissect its layers and look at it from many different angles. The true intent and meaning of the word often magically becomes noticeable inside your mind. So next time you look up a definition of a word, do not only look at its face value, but also look at its origins, its prefix, its suffix. Furthermore, pay attention to other words that sound similar to the word you're investigating. A word that you may want to know is deeper meaning is baptism. When you look at the word baptism carefully and study its definitions to see what other words are related to it, you should eventually come to the conclusion that external baptism is a dark magic spell. I was under that fucking spell for nearly 50 years. Yeah, I got baptized, and I'm telling you what, use that F word again. Sorry. Put $1 in the jar. When someone is baptized from the outside, that person is considered to have entered into a covenant with the Lord, small l. When you split the word covenant into two words, you get the term covenant. The word coven means an assembly of witches, especially a group of 13. The suffix definition of ant is causing or performing an action or existing in a certain condition. It can also mean serving in the capacity of. In Turkish, the word ant means oath. As for the word Lord, in English, it means a person who has authority, control, or power over others, a master, a chief, a ruler. Here's one of dictionary.com's suffix definition of ant. A suffix forming the adjectives and nouns from verbs, occurring originally in French and Latin, loan words, pleasant, constant, servant, and productive in English on this model. Ant has the general sense characterized by or serving in the capacity of, that named by the stem, the ascendant, the predent, especially in the formation of nouns denoting human agents in legal actions or other formal procedures, a tenant, a defendant, an applicant, a contestant. God, based on these occult definitions, deeper meanings of the word baptism is to make an oath or contract with a coven controlled by witches or lords. Therefore, when a person is baptized, that person has agreed to serve in the capacity of a coven or make an oath/contract with that coven, which is a group of witches, male or female, a congregation. So when they're all standing around as you're being baptized, you're coming up out of that water as a slave. You've just been sold into black magic. Oh, they're going to sing hallelujah and praise the Lord. Yeah. But you never read the contract, did you? No, you went there and been proud about it. I got baptized. Can you imagine what we've been doing for 1,000+ years? The witches who have infiltrated nearly all the churches in the world are the dark magicians. These magicians have masters that are known as demons. These demonic masters are the lords that people swear an oath to when they agree to be baptized. The word Lord means a person who has authority, control, or powers over others. The process of external baptism secretly promises the body, mind, and soul of a newborn child to the coven of a church, which is often controlled by witches, lords, dark magicians from behind the scenes. You know, it's called a pulpit for a reason. They pull you into the pit. If you go to church, you may want to really think about that before agreeing to be baptized. True baptism occurs in the body, not outside the body. And I can see that I'm just about out of time. We're going to pick up on this more because we got to. I mean, I'll stop sharing up here. So, what y'all thinking about this, huh? I love bringing this stuff out. I mean, this book, here I am, and you know, it's getting past midnight, and I'm just writing feverishly. I'm going, this guy really has it. I mean, he quotes a lot of scripture. That's cool, because if you're really wanting to learn how spells work, scripture is a good way to learn. It really is. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. What a way to send everybody out. But now you can just really think about your words, your thoughts. We're going to be creating some new realities around here. I sense that. Oh, Joyce, thank you. Thank you. I just want to give a gift to everybody. I mean, this is the only way I know. If you can create by a gift of gnosis that frees something, what better gift? I mean, isn't that the highest gift of all, is sharing knowledge and then seeing that knowledge go into action? I mean, wow. Whew, it gets me excited, gives me happy feet. And again, I'll be reading this. This thing this week will be consumed, and this is the kind of stuff that I really think is life-changing. Listen, I can't do anything about the past. Love to study about it. Love to think about it. We're going to get more into what they may have manipulated, but this to me is meat. This is substance. This is something my spirit can feed off of. This is something I can use and put in my arsenal. This is something that I can begin to now add to what I already know. All right. Have yourselves a great Saturday and Sunday. It's not the weekend. You see how they get it, because we think it's WEEKEND. But if you look at that word, which I have, it really comes from the word weak, WEAK. It's a term of slavery, is that they're allowing you, the masters, to give you the so-called the weakest end of the week. I said it's turning around. It's the strongest end of the week. So anyway, someone said, I thought I was getting out of here when I was baptized. I was so disappointed when I was just getting back. Isn't that the truth, Hummingbird? That is absolutely the truth. That's why you have to make the public declaration to void that contract. I've done it here so many times that it's well established. It's not that I don't love the idea of a creator, the one who gave me consciousness, deeply in love with that. I don't know how to define it. I don't see it as a person. I don't see it as a personality, as a deity. I see it as being. It's always creating. That's what it does. We create the gods, and who knows? Maybe some of them are what we call. Turn off the spells all around. That's right. Yeah. Baptism of fire. Isn't that the... All right, folks. I've held you up enough. Go out and enjoy Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you back here on Monday. And in the meantime, I think the ladies are on the Andromeda 7 channel. Celestial Gateway, I think. Robert is with his the Milky Way Soul Tribe on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And then Nina at 6 p.m. on Sundays. All right, everybody. Much love to you. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.